This is the All Hallows Eve sampler by Joan Elliot. Hi, I'm Sharon, and this is episode 17 of the sampler style floss tube. Hi everybody, and welcome to episode 17. I hope you have all been well. I took a summer hiatus because it was too hot to record up here, and it is October 26th. It is my husband's birthday today, and it is still hot up here. I don't know what that's all about. It is 70 degrees in New York and humid, and we've had actually a pretty nice fall. The leaves are gorgeous. But anyway, I took a hiatus. I've been very busy with my business. I am a yarn dyer, and this is our busy time of year, summer. It's crazy. And when I used to work, I'm a speech language pathologist. I could still do that job. I still have my license. And I worked in a school, and I had my summers off. Now that I work for myself, I do not have summers off. It's kind of interesting, but that's neither here nor there. So I've been really busy dyeing yarn. I designed a cowl. We went away for 2 weeks upstate New York. It was beautiful, and I had a lot of peace and relaxation while I was gone, and I designed a cowl. I'm going to show it to you, even though this is not a knitting podcast. I thought, I'm so proud of it. So this is it. This is the Celtic Christmas cowl. And I actually designed the yarn as well. I designed the pattern and the yarn. And I'm really happy with how it came out. I'm only going to put it on for a second because it's really hot. Yeah, here she is. So if you're a knitter and you're interested, this is a great beginner pattern. It's just knit and purl and in the round. So if you know how to knit in the round and you know how to knit and purl, this would be super fun. There's motifs that are made by the purls, and they're holiday themed. A tree, diamonds, and a Celtic star. And you can't really see the motifs when you wear it, but that's fine. It's kind of like makes it more fun, makes it more interesting. You can kind of see the texture when you're wearing it. But anyway, so it's on my website if you're interested. If you're a knitter, a budding knitter, you can purchase it. And it's also on Ravelry if you're on there. So let's stop with the knitting and talk about stitching, you guys. So in between working and traveling, and we are traveling again next week, so I wanted to get this episode out before next week. I will record as soon as we get home. We're going to Disney. I am a huge Disney fan. My husband tolerates it. He comes with me because we pretty much do adult Disney, where we go to all the bars and drink all the cocktails and eat all the yummy food. If we go on rides, it's fine. If not, it's fine. So yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing in November for 10 days, and I'm very excited about it. Let's get right to it. I have a finished object, and you guys, it's incredible. You're going to love it. It's fully finished. It is gracing my living room mantle well, not right now because it's up here, but I'll tell you the story. So without further ado, let me get her and I'll show her to you. This is the All Hallows Eve sampler by Joan Elliot. Oh my goodness. So let me give you the details about this beautiful finish. I am over the moon. This is the first framed finish that I have for myself. I gifted a framed finish to my daughter, and I gifted a framed finish to, if you watched the show for a while, to my step-granddaughter and her husband as a wedding gift, but this is my first one for me. So the last episode, I showed you 5 pieces that needed framing. Those 5 pieces are at the framer. My framer is Paige from Frame and Fiber. I will put a link to her shop down below, and she did a beautiful job. So, I was inspired to pick the frame by Sue from Legacy Fiber Arts. She dyes linen, like LFA linens, and I was at her house and saw this frame, and she did the exact same piece on the exact same count, and she framed it the same way. So I'm just gonna do some close-up shots of her, the piece. So I stitched this on Picture This Plus Velt on 36 count, 1/2. And I used Gloriana Antique Black Silk for the black, and I used, for the gold, I wanted to use a silk, so I used NPI in the Canary range. I'm not sure which one. I forgot the number, but if you wanna let me know, I will tell you what the number is if you're interested. So here it is. So I get the piece, I open it up, and my husband was just like, this is incredible. Like, he couldn't believe it. And my son too. Our daughter hasn't seen it yet. She lives out of state. So she did the same piece too, on a different count and a different fabric. I'll put a picture in of, I'll see if I can find some footage of a show we did together where she showed off hers. But she hasn't framed hers yet. So she will eventually. But oh my goodness, you guys, this is so pretty. I love it. So I have it hanging on my mantle in my living room. I have some pictures I will put in of my Halloween decor. They're not great pictures, but you'll get an idea of what it looks like. It is beautiful. I have some Halloween orange lights hanging up there. And it's so funny because I originally had it kind of off to the side, and my husband came over and he said, oh, no, that needs to be in the center. So it's so funny. In the weeks, I've had this a couple weeks now. In the couple weeks that I've had this, I catch them staring at it. The two of them. My husband will go up to it, like if he's in the living room, and he'll just look at it and see all the little details. And our son does the same. There's so many hidden details in this piece. And they'll say, Mom, my son was like, Mom, that is so beautiful. And I said, well, I will bequeath this to you. So it's going to be Troy's when I do pass someday. And because our daughter already has one. So if I go before my husband, I don't think he'll be able to part with it. So Troy will have to wait till we both go. Anyway, it's just beautiful. And Paige did a great job. And I love it. So I'm going to put this next to me. So I'm going to channel Nicola Parkman and have this next to me as I record today. I got a little stand for it on Amazon. I don't know if you can see. It's working out pretty well. I had to bend these little things back in order to fit it in, but I like it. I think it looks really nice. Okay, Works in progress. So I'm going to talk about my works in progress. I'm not going to talk about haul at all. I didn't really get that much. I got a few things, but I just don't want to talk about that today. So when I get back from vacation and things hopefully will have slowed down just before Thanksgiving, I will do another show. I'm going to try to get another show out like every 2 weeks moving forward until next summer and show you what I've been stitching on. So first thing I'm going to show you is Modern Folk Embroideries year-long stitch along, and I've pretty much kept up with it. Here it is. This is stitched 1/2 on 40 count Picture This Plus Legacy with NPI silk. And I have to say that I love stitching on 40 count. I think it's my favorite now. 36 count is nice too, but 40 count is just, I don't know, it's kind of my jam. I just put my nice stitching glasses on and I go to town. So I am not caught up at the moment. I stopped after September's clue because I wanted to work on Halloween stitching. So the last clue I did was September. And Jacob was lovely. He gave us choices of what kind of house to do. And I modified the little... He had a church on there, but he also had a choice of a house. And so I did the house. I love how it came out. So cute. And yeah, I haven't picked this up since probably mid-September. No, I haven't picked it up. I think I did work on it maybe a little bit after I got back from vacation. I think I did. But anyway, I have not touched October, and I probably won't pick it up again until after the November clue drops. And actually, I think it'll be easier for me to stitch October and November's clues when they're out together, because then I can see it all, those two clues, because there's a beautiful motif right there in the middle, and that'll work out. Okay. I have 2 new starts, and I also have a restart. So let's talk about one of my new starts. This is Olga's Autumn Stocking by Plum Street Designs, I think. I have a very, very small start on it. I love it. It's on 36 count. Oh, I found the tag for this. This is Seraphim Fabrics Dusty Road. Very pretty. It's a beautiful beige. Love it. Here are the flosses for Olga's Autumn Stocking. They're so beautiful. Fall colors I just love. And here is the pattern. Very fun start. And I'll probably work on this throughout the year. I'm really into like these fall colors right now. So we'll see. We'll see what the mood strikes. So that was one new start, and then you guys, you're gonna love seeing this. This is really beautiful. So this is Halloween Sampler by Theresa Kogut, and this is the Patreon edition. And I will be stitching this as the Patreon edition. There is also the edition that came out with the booklet. I am not about booklets, physical booklets, so I got this as a PDF, which I prefer, from Patreon. And yeah, I have a nice little start on it. So this is what I worked on during my vacation. What did you do on your summer vacation, Cher? I worked on this. Look at this, you guys. So I'm almost finished with this first band here. And I could stop right here and make it a drum. As a matter of fact, Theresa said that would be a really great option. But I don't think so. I think I'm going to continue. And I'll just work on it here and there. Maybe on the 13th of every month for Dark October stitching. Or Dark 13 stitching. It's so pretty. I changed the colors. Okay, let me tell you what this is stitched on. This is stitched on 40 count LFA linens. It was a club piece. And this is schooner. I had a fat half and I cut it down. So this is about a fat quarter of it. But I love it on the schooner. She shows it on a more taupey gray color, and her colors are much more muted than mine. So I got all the colors and I started it and I was like, no. With this schooner, I wanted to brighten up the colors so they would really pop. Because this schooner color, and as you can, this color I'm showing you, so secret to showing you colors, I figured this out. A little behind the scenes. I have a very nice camera that I film on. I film on a A7 IV Sony camera. And I set the white balance. And so I have this little tool to set the white balance with. It's a neutral gray. And yeah, I just match the color to this. And then your white balance is set. And your fabric will show the true color. And this is the true color of this fabric. It's like a goldy, almost orange color in spots. And it's so cool for Halloween. So I am stitching it 1/2 on this gorgeous piece of fabric. Again, LFA Linens Schooner. It'll probably come out sometime in 2023 on Treehouse Fiber Arts. That's where Sue sells her fabric, on Treehouse Fiber Arts. I don't think it's out yet because it was a club color, but it will be. So I brightened up the colors. I am in Color and Cotton's club cotton for the cotton for the cotton floss. Color and Cotton Floss Club. And their specialty colors for the month were this really nice orange color and this really nice like yellow gold. And so these flowers are supposed to be the same as the pumpkin, but I changed them. And then this is a DMC green, and the gray is what they recommended, which is pelican gray. I just made it DMC black for the black. And I will try and put my conversion down below. Okay, here are the flosses. Very pretty. This is a very long-term project, and I'm okay with that. I am so okay with that. I definitely am embracing the stitch what you love motto and what calls to me. No rush, honestly. Yeah, I'm just being very chill about it, so it's really cool. But I do want to get things done. I have 5 pieces out to be framed, and I'm going to have to sell a lot of yarn. It's fine. Okay, so I also restarted a piece. So I told you I went on vacation. I went upstate, and it's beautiful up there. I love it to pieces. But the house is gorgeous. It's a very modern house, you know, beautiful. But it's warm and cozy, and it's dark in that house. And it was a little too cold to stitch outside. So the problem was I forgot my light, my stitching lamp, because I stitch at my desk and I have a stationary lamp on my desk that I use, and I forgot my portable light. So I could only really, that's why I started that Plum Street on the 36 count, and the schooner was really easy to see. So I was able to stitch on that with no problem. This, on the other hand, no, I could not see it. So I had a little start on Ghoultide Welcome by Plum Street Samplers. I am dying for this piece. I love it so much. I've loved it since I saw it. And I wanted to stitch it on this piece of 40 count Spilled Coffee by XQ Designs. I could not see this fabric without a light. So I just had a small start on it. And when I got home, I decided I just wasn't crazy about the color of the fabric that I chose. It looks good, I guess. I don't know if the fabric and the stitching, the flosses really go together. They do, but I don't know. In my mind, I just didn't want any. I wanted something a little lighter. So I went into my fabric stash, and I took all my 40 count out, and I laid it out. I probably had 6 or 7 pieces of 40 count. I laid it on the dining room table, and my husband and my son thought I was insane. They're like, "What is this?" So then, here's some drama for you. So I'm using the called for, which is all MPIs, and I have them all in floss away bags labeled. Here they are. So I will take one out. I have them all. I worked very hard on this to get this ready. Last year, I think, I put this together. So I have it all labeled with the color and the symbol, so I know what's what. I have them all wound onto bobbins, and therein was the problem. So I took all the bobbins out and I put them on all the fabric to try to decide what I wanted to use. Well, I realized I never labeled the bobbins, so I had no idea where they all went. Let me tell you, that was tricky, trying to get all these colors back. It took me a couple hours, honestly, to get all these colors back where they belong. Oh my goodness. So I did label them finally with the number. That was a rookie mistake. That was a silly mistake. And the other day, I was on Instagram and somehow I came across crosshatch quilts finish of it, and I realized I had one of the colors wrong. So I had this old gold color mistaken for this light brown color. I had them mixed up. So one of my pumpkins is the color's in the wrong spot. I don't care. It looks fine. I'm not ripping it out. So I'm going to show you my start. So it really makes a difference when you put the floss on the fabric. I knew right away which one I wanted to use, and I wasn't expecting it. I wound up using my precious piece of 40 count Velt, which is, Velt is this color in 36 count. Velt is my favorite picture, this plus color. I've been looking to buy more. So I started it on Velt, and it looks beautiful. It's poppin'. It's gorgeous. So here's the pumpkin that I messed up right here. So this pumpkin should be this color, and this pumpkin should be this color. I think it looks great. I don't care. So I love it now. I absolutely love it. I kept it on 40 count. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I'm stitching it 1/2 with all the called for NPIs. I love NPI. It's my favorite, especially on 40 count. So that is it, basically. That's all I've been stitching, I think. Yeah. I purchased a few things, but like I said, I'm going to show you that when I get back from vacation. I'm going to bring a red sampler with me on vacation. I will pop in a picture of which one right here. It's Hands Across the Sea. Okay, I went and grabbed this pattern that I'm bringing to Disney with me, and if you see this little minder I have from Mad for Minders, it's a California original ticket to Disneyland, so that's pretty cool. And the floss is SWA 103, my first skein, first time using it. This is number 681, and it's a beautiful red. And the fabric is, picture this plus 40 count in fawn, which I cut up. I had a fat half of it, but I cut it up because it's very variegated. I didn't know if I wanted a sampler on it, but it's really nice for smalls, and this is very pretty. So this is gonna come with me. I'm gonna put it in my suitcase. It's very small. I mean, I'll need needles, obviously. I'll need a needle and a threader and scissors. And I'm going to use this little hoop. I forget which one this is. If this is the princess one, I'm not really sure. But this is a really great hoop. It does leave hoop marks, so I always take it out when I'm done using it. But it's a great hoop. I got it on eBay. It's in pretty good shape. I've had this a while. I don't use it very often because I am, as you know, I am a two-handed stitcher and I use a small frame. If you want to see how I stitch, leave a comment down below and let me know. Perhaps next time when I record, I will record myself stitching and do a little tutorial on how I do my two-handed stitching. Yeah. And I'm also bringing knitting. I find knitting is so much more portable for me. I cannot stitch on a plane. I cannot stitch in the car. I knit. So I pretty much split my time between knitting and stitching. 50-50 really. I knit at night when I'm tired and I don't want to look at fabric anymore. And I stitch in the morning and I stitch in like the early evening So yeah, I'm knitting a bunch of socks, which are so I'm probably just going to bring socks with me. So portable. I mean, they're tiny, teeny. I can just stick them in my little fanny pack. I can even bring them to the parks and knit in line. I love knitting. Knitting's like the best. It's the best to keep your hands busy. So with that, I am going to end this show right here. I hope you've enjoyed seeing what I've been working on the past few weeks. If you liked this show, please give it a thumbs up. And please, if you are new here and you haven't followed me yet, please follow this channel. I will be posting more, I promise. And I just love stitching so much. It is in my top 2 favorite hobbies, stitching and knitting. And yeah, I hope you guys have a good couple of weeks. The fall has been fantastic. Holidays are coming up. Very excited. I downloaded a Christmas stitch. It's very small. I don't know if I'll do it or not. I will show you next time. I'm not really into Christmas stitching. More into fall stitching. So, all right, with that, stitch something beautiful and cheers.